Laker fans, what's going on? Welcome into the Lakers Report, brought to you by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jimmy Crowther, and today we got some news and some rumors about our Los Angeles Lakers. Starting off with Markieff Morris. That's right, he's finally in the bubble. You guys are blowing up the comment sections like, where the heck is Markieff Morris? We need some news on him. Well, don't you worry. According to his brother, he is traveling to Orlando today. Now, he hasn't gotten to practice with the Lakers quite yet, and he's only spent 8 games with the Lakers as a whole during the regular season. But now he's going to come in. He's got to test negative for the coronavirus, and then he can really get practicing with the team. Now, when you look at the Markieff Morris that we got to see earlier in the season with the Detroit Pistons, that's kind of who the Lakers were like, all right, this is who we're getting when we sign him. Well, that hasn't quite been the case, but he also hasn't had a lot of time to adjust. With the Pistons, he was an 11-point-per-game scorer off the bench, shooting better than 39% from three. But that was in 44 games, so he was well accustomed to that Detroit system. Well, now he's coming to Los Angeles, and in the 8 games that we saw leading up to the hiatus that the NBA went on for a little while, he only averaged 4.8 points per game, about the same amount of rebounds, but the three-point percentage is what took the biggest dip at 28.6%. And if the Lakers really want the best out of Markieff Morris, he's got to be that stretch 4 option for them off the bench. Now, Laker fans, with the NBA returning, that means you need some brand new Lakers gear. And I got the best place and the best prices for you at Fanatics. When you go to chatsports.com/LBJ, you get 25% off all of these LeBron James jerseys. Whether you want a white one, a yellow one, a purple one, whatever kind of edition of Lakers jersey you want with LeBron James' name on the back, you can get it for 25% off at Fanatics. It's a great deal. Go hit them up and make sure you get that uniform ready to go before the season gets started once again. Now, Markieff Morris is one of 3 players that the Lakers are going to be kind of reintroducing to this Lakers system. Morris being one. Now, he has gotten those 8 games under his belt, so he knows the Frank Vogel system a little bit better than guys like Dion Waiters, who was picked up right before the NBA went on a break and hasn't played with the team at all. And then J.R. Smith was signed right when they got back into the bubble because Avery Bradley opted out. So these are 3 guys that this practice time with the Lakers leading up to the scrimmages that start, by the way, this week is going to be really valuable. And Markieff Morris is going to have to get accustomed to that system really fast because the big men on this team, outside of Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, and Dwight Howard, you don't really have a true stretch 4. And that's exactly what Markieff Morris is. Now, I know Kyle Kuzma is technically a stretch 4. He can play that power forward position and make plays, but he's not as good of a pure shooter as Markieff Morris is. So besides JaVale and Dwight, who are just centers, and then you got Anthony Davis, of course, who is your stud power forward who can play the center position, Markieff Morris is really going to have to be that go-to backup power forward when the NBA gets going in Orlando. And I think that's going to bode well, hopefully for the Lakers and for Markieff Morris. Now, 28% from 3, not going to get it done. He's going to have to be better than that, but he's also hoping that he can be better than his brother when it comes to playoff time. His brother, of course, playing for the Los Angeles Clippers, who really are a good threat to face off against the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. So I want to ask the Laker fans, who has the better shot at winning it all this year? Which LA team? It better be a lot of L's. I better see all L's in the comment section below because, honestly, this year, it's the Lakers to lose. They have every chance to win it this year when you've got the best player in the league in LeBron, the best defensive player in the league in Anthony Davis, and both of them being top 5 guys with an incredible bench behind them. The Lakers are the favorites to win it all this year, but maybe you're watching and you disagree. Well, first of all, I'm questioning why you're here. Thanks for being here. Let me know if you think it's the Clippers in the comment section below, but let's talk about Dwight Howard because there's a lot of drama going on right now with the Lakers' backup big man. He's not wearing his mask in the bubble. Whether he's on social media, whether he's just been spotted walking around, he's been reported 2 different times on the NBA hotline. I call it the NBA snitch line because they're just calling it snitching on all these other players for not wearing his mask out in public. And then he goes on Instagram Live and he basically just goes on this rant of like, why do I have to wear my mask? I don't want to wear my mask because I don't like it. Well, here's exactly what he said. He made his case known to everybody listening. He said, they sanitize everything. They, of course, being the employees inside of Disney World. We're getting tested every day, so it's not like we're around anybody that can give it to us because we're all getting tested together. We're only around each other. We don't see any outsiders. Okay, here's the deal, Dwight. Mark Stein, the NBA, announced there have been 0 positive cases since the first time that they tested in Orlando. So you know what that means? You wearing your mask and you quarantining and you posting up those negative results is working. So keep wearing your mask so that we can get Lakers basketball. Not only that, but we don't want Dwight Howard getting sick because this year Dwight Howard's been great for the Lakers. In fact, I'd argue he's been the best backup center in the entire NBA. He's averaging 7.5 points per game, nearly 7.5 rebounds to go along with that. And he's been a good shot blocker at 1.2. And everything he shoots seems to go in. Of course, it's from inside the restricted area at 73%. But we need Dwight Howard to perform at his highest ability in the bubble. And if he's not wearing his mask, we're not going to get 100% Dwight Howard, and there's risk of canceling the season once again if you're setting that precedent. Now, Dwight and JaVale, a great 1-2 punch at that center position. JaVale, of course, been putting up nearly 7 points and 6 rebounds, blocking more shots than Dwight Howard, but not playing as many minutes. So, Dwight Howard, from Laker fans everywhere, please just put on your darn mask. And not even just Laker fans, NBA fans, because we've been dying for basketball for over 100 days. And if you don't wear your mask, we might not get it. So here's my question to you. As an NBA fan, as a Laker fan, how concerned are you that this bubble is going to pop when they get to Orlando on a scale of 1 to 10? So far, it's been working. 0 positive cases. Everything's looking smooth. But we haven't played any games yet. So I'll say there's a little bit of concern on my end, but it's not that bad. I'd say it's about a 4 right now. I think there's a good chance, a really good chance, that we finish out this season because the NBA is doing a great job. Unless guys like Dwight Howard don't want to wear that mask. Now, I just reminded you about our friends over at Fanatics hooking you up with some sweet deals on these LeBron jerseys, 25% off. When you go to chatsports.com/LBJ, purple, white, gold, whatever you want, go pick up your LeBron jersey for 25% off before the Lakers play their first scrimmage game. Now, that first scrimmage game is this Thursday night. So make sure you're tuned in here on Chat Sports because we're going to be covering it. We're going to be giving you a little preview. We're going to be giving you a little post-game video as well to talk about what went well or what went wrong for the Lakers. So they'll play the Mavs on Thursday night. NBA TV has announced that they are going to broadcast that game. So no matter where you're watching from, whether it's in Los Angeles or somewhere halfway across the world, you're going to get to watch that game. And that first scrimmage is only going to be 10-minute quarters, so we'll get a shortened version. But if you want all the best Lakers coverage during that scrimmage, after that scrimmage, before that scrimmage, off-season, regular season, playoffs, hopefully the NBA Finals, you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to our Lakers-only channel, youtube.com/LakersTV. I'll be with you all throughout the bubble. I'll be with you all throughout the playoffs. I'll be with you when we get the NBA draft going. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 15,000 subscribers. To all 14,000 of you already subscribed, thank you so much. Now let's talk about their first opponent they're going to go up against. The first real organized basketball we're going to get to watch as Laker fans. It's going to be against the Dallas Mavericks. So we're going to put up a good test for the Lakers in that scrimmage. Now the Lakers are 3-1 against the Mavericks this year. One of those games went to overtime. The other one, the Mavs took them down in Los Angeles. And then the other two, the Lakers took care of business. Now, when they go into those 8 regular seeding games to go into the playoffs, the Mavs will not be one of the opponents they face, so it's a good chance for them to see them in a different light in this scrimmage game. With guys like Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, it's going to be fun to watch. You better be watching. If you're a Laker fan, I hope you watch all 3 scrimmages. If you're going to watch all 3, say Y for yes, I'm going to watch all 3. Or if you're not going to watch them, type your in for no. You better believe I'm going to watch all 3. You can even test me on it. If you want to ask me questions about the game in the comment section, let me know if you want to test and see if I've watched all 3. I promise you I will be, so I can keep you updated here on our Lakers channel. Let's talk a little bit more about that first opponent they're going to go up against. Of course, they've got Luka Doncic and Seth Curry in the backcourt. It's really a fun lineup for the Dallas Mavericks, and Tim Hardaway Jr. there as well. They go a little bit smaller in the front court with Kristaps Porzingis in the middle, but Dorian Finney-Smith being that power forward position. This is a team and a lineup that Anthony Davis can really take advantage of. Anthony Davis could be a monster against the Dallas Mavericks because their power forward is Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, they'll bring in Maxi Kleber a lot to guard AD, but he's still going to be able to beat him. And this scrimmage is going to be all about the 2 duos. The younger, more inexperienced duo in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis has been averaging 47.9 points per game collectively, 19 rebounds and 10 assists, most of those, of course, coming from Luka, and the 2.3 blocks coming from KP. Meanwhile, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, the best duo in the NBA, over 50 points per game, over 17 rebounds, over 10 assists. They're doing everything on the floor. This is going to be a fun matchup to watch. Make sure you stay tuned to our Lakers channel so that you can get my recap on that game and my preview for the regular season for the Lakers all year long. Laker fans, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.